Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 reasons why money is scary. Let's just dive right in. Number 1, we relate money to safety. And for a lot of us, that's really scary because if we don't have it, we automatically put this pressure on ourselves to feel safe. So where do we actually begin? The first thing you want to get started with when it comes to making sure you overcome your fears with money, especially when we relate money to safety, is your mindset. Okay? First thing, number 1, money itself is not actually safe. It's just the tool, the tangible tool, I should say, that we use to relate to that safety. We give ourselves a benchmark that we need to adhere by so that way we can say, I'm safe financially. The best way that you can get started with this, though, is starting to change that narrative in your mind that says, money isn't necessarily what's safe. It's my perception of it. So start changing your mindset on how you perceive money. And then you want to start setting a budget so you know how much you actually want or need each month to get your standard of living maintained. The second reason why we think that money is scary is because the risks are actually real, right? There is some level of money that we do need to bring in so we can maintain a standard of living. And that's why we made this the second option or second reason why money is scary just after the first one, because it's the perfect segue. You got to work on your mindset, but then you also do need to start looking at your budget so you can see what that dollar amount looks like. That way, you're not going into the dark with your finances. Instead, you have a solid plan. Because for many of us as variable income earners, it becomes scary because our finances fluctuate and they're based off of the variability of which we receive that income. The third reason why money is scary is because we actually do face it in the dark. For many of us, we get stressed and anxious and fearful of money because we don't know where our finances actually stand, and we're afraid that if we look at it, it's going to be far worse than it actually is. I promise you, it's never far worse than it actually is. In fact, it's normally much, much better. So when you actually create that financial plan, that's your first step to facing the money in the dark. But then you actually need to take it the next step of actually comparing those numbers to what's actually happening in your bank statements, your credit card statements, loans. It doesn't matter. Yes, it can be a little scary and overwhelming at first, looking at your numbers for the first time. However, the more you do it, the more consistency and discipline that you have, the less scary it becomes. It's only scary in our heads. When it comes to the fourth reason why money is scary, and let's just say that you've got your mindset, you got your budget, and you got looking at your numbers down packed, the fourth reason that might bring us to a hiccup in our financial journey is the fact that we get advice from people we don't trust or simply people that don't really know what they're talking about. And I don't mean that in any type of pointing fingers way. It's really when you're looking at trying to improve your finances, you need to make sure that you are getting financial advice from people that you look up to, people that have the experience, but also people who are educated in this realm. And they don't need to be the utmost expert in every single capacity of the financial industry, because that's not realistic. But you need to make sure you have your key people in order. You need to have a tax professional or CPA. You need to make sure you have a financial advisor. You need to make sure you have a financial coach like myself or somebody else who can help bridge the gap between all the different areas in your finances. Because getting expert advice will yield you expert results. The fifth and final reason why finances and money can be scary is that we actually face it alone, which is why number 4 is so important of having those key people in place. No one's expecting you to be an expert in every given realm. Again, that's unrealistic. You are the expert in your business, in your trade, in your craft, in your area of expertise, right? You're good at what you do. And what you struggle with is where you get to leverage other professionals to help you make the most of your money. One of my biggest financial regrets was when I actually started my financial journey in fall of 2014, when I found myself with $1.50. And like many others, felt guilty, I felt ashamed, embarrassed, and as a result, I didn't talk to anybody about where I stood financially. And as a result, I struggled with that illiteracy a little bit longer than I needed to. I wish I had gone back and talked to somebody that knew how to get out of that financial rut and help me propel my financial journey forward that much faster. Instead, I let that shame and overwhelm get to me, and I sat with that negative feeling for way, way too long. So, if you take one thing from this video, don't face your finances alone. If you struggle with any of these 5 aspects of why money is scary, please reach out to myself or somebody on my team by contacting us at info@millsknowsbills.com. You don't need to face your money fears alone. We are here to help.